You're probably normal.
The following entertainment special contains mature subject matter. Parents may consider some of the program content unsuitable for children. Parental discretion is advised. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the bad boys of radio. Here's Jack and Ron.
Hey, welcome to Monday, and welcome to the Jack and Ron #1 video podcast in America. Good to have you with us. You know, we say that every week, and we really do mean it. We're sincere when we say crap like that. It's Jack Dam Elliott, Ron Dam Williams.
We'll let you know when we get to the insincere crap.
We're right here at Othello's Italian Restaurant, 1 South Broadway, historic downtown Edmond. This is where we do the show every week. Thanks to the folks at Othello who serve some of the best Italian food you've ever had, for allowing us to come in here and turn the place upside down every week. They also have another location. That one is on Campus Corner in Norman. So whether you're down on the south end of town or up here toward the north end, up in Edmond, there's an Othello's near you. And I'll tell you what, that Italian is so good. I was going to mention real quick that on Monday, Othello specials. Well, first we'll start with Sunday, half-price pizza. Monday, build your own pasta. And Tuesday, 2-for-1 parm. And on Wednesday, kids eat free with an adult entree. Othello's, Edmond and Norman. We also have to give a big shout out to Flash Hauler, organization that has been sponsoring this podcast for a number of years. They do a great job. We always say Uber moves people, Flash Hauler moves merchandise.
Hey, Flash Hauler, they know a good thing when they see it, just like we do when we see them. So it's all, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Flash Hauler they do great work. If you want to know more about them and about their senior moving and helping people downsize and being the game changers in the moving industry, go to Flash Hauler, FLASHOLR.com, flashhauler.com. And thanks to Andy B's.
Andy B's, what's up, baby? You know, I have driven by there, numerous times. The weekend's just absolutely unreal. What, school is out? What, next week? Spring break? Something like that?
Yeah.
I know where you need to be. Andy B's, baby.
There you go.
Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to eat, whatever you want to drink. That you have to be over 21 to drink some of the stuff that they have there. This is where you want to go. Spring break time, this is the place for you, my friend. So go ahead and check it out. Prom time, too. Well, I don't know about prom. I don't know. They got that place in the back. You can go ahead and...
Oh, yeah, private party type stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Anyway, we'll tell you more about Andy B's here in just a bit, because they've got a phenomenal facility, and you're going to love it. It's on North Penn, just south of Northwest 122nd Street. So coming up here in a bit, we've got... we got so much coming up. Too Tough Trivia in just a moment. We've got email, Roy the Movie Guy, news of the I'll Be Damned. We've got asinine trivia coming up. We've got the sleazy, trashy showbiz report. Tri-Bond. Oh my God, so much. And also we have some great audio for you today. Another classic Jack and Ron Leave It to Beaver episode. And in lieu of the fact that we just had the presidential State of the Union speech, we have a former president joining us on the show today from one of our previous broadcasts. So all that coming up, but we got to get to Too Tough Trivia.
Here we go.
Okay.
Gentlemen and ladies all over the world listening to this cast right now, how many animals have been in the Animal Cracker brand box since they came in 1902?
How many?
How many different animals?
What'd you say, Richard?
12.
I was going to say 10. Richard says 12. I say 10.
No.
And we're both wrong.
And I'm going to give you a hint. Not only are you off, you're way off.
Wow.
Yeah, that was your big tip, right?
All right. Well, we'll get to the answer at the end of this #1 video podcast.
Oh, and I could ask this as a substitute. What was the last animal they added to Animal Crackers? The very last animal. And that was...
an aardvark.
A bear.
In 2002.
A bear. I said an aardvark. An anteater.
No.
Turtle.
No.
Turtle's a good one.
But quite frankly, Jack was closer.
Ooh.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
Jack, you might be on to something.
I might be. All right.
I got a $5 bill, man. You get this one, I'm giving it to you.
All right. Well, there you go. That's your Too Tough Trivia question for today, right here on the #1 video podcast in America. And I might add, if you'll share this with your friends, loved ones, your neighbor, your clergy, your pet monkey, whatever, you'll be doing everybody a service. Be sure to. Maybe you've got a nun who's in a cloistered nun in a convent, bored out of her mind. Share this podcast with her. She'll be thrilled to see this.
You'd have to go there for that, though, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know how that works. Are nuns not allowed to have internet access?
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
What about visitors?
No, I'm not sure. Don't
Can you
say.
Do they have cell
really?
phones or?
I'm not sure.
Well, surely
I
they
don't
have
think.
to. When they're talking to people, surely they have to be up to date on what's going on in the world, and
You
in
would
order
think.
to help everybody, give them good advice or what have you. Can you just go and ask to talk to a nun?
Oh, you probably. I think maybe you're more likely
Make an appointment.
have the ability to get an appointment to talk to a priest. I don't know about a nun. I would be interested to know if they have cell phones. They have to know, like Ron said, what's going on in the world. For instance, just last week or the week before, the Pope was hospitalized. Don't they need to know this stuff in case he checks out, so that they're there to say a prayer?
Oh, you mentioned the Pope, and of course he was rebuffed last week when he was asking Ukraine and Russia to go ahead and sit down and have some peace talks, and Ukraine, in their own way, said not happening.
Yeah.
So the Pope, he needs to know what's going on.
Yeah, and the nuns in the convent need
They
to know.
definitely need to know what's
hell
going
yeah.
on.
All right, speaking of what's going on, we're about to hit you with asinine trivia. This is where we quiz Richard, our producer, the director, the guy who runs all the gear.
See if he knows what's going on.
Yeah, and we hit him with asinine trivia. Trivia is so easy. It's asinine. Here we go, Richard. Question number 1. What city do the Oklahoma City Thunder basketball team call home?
Oklahoma City.
You got it.
Look at that.
Number 2.
What a fan. Number 1, by the way, the Thunder.
Number
Yes.
1 in their
West.
In their division?
In the West, yeah. They are number 1.
Good for them, man. Number 2 is your question here. What is the watery liquid that falls from the sky during a rainstorm?
Rain.
You got it. Rain or water would have, or even H2O would have been acceptable.
Options, I see.
Well, now would snow have counted? That's hard water. Sleet.
I guess it could have.
Man, it was
But
hard for
we
you to
did
miss
say-
that one.
But we did say watery liquid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let it melt.
Here we go. Question 3. Final question for you, Richard. Right here on the number 1 video podcast in America, The Jack and Ron Show, on Facebook and YouTube. Your question: name the 2 guys who have won more broadcast awards than any other broadcasters in Oklahoma, as well as recently winning the 2023 Radio's Got Talent Award, beating out hundreds of other, and I say hundreds of other broadcasters
Coast to coast.
from around the country.
Yeah.
And who both got an F taking the Pepsi challenge, but were both given the A+ mark for throwing fresh peaches from a tractor trailer at 60 miles an hour, driving completely nude while playing pinch and tickle. Oh, and who also performed the number 1 video podcast in America.
Oh, man, these guys must be fantastic.
Jack and Ron.
Oh.
Jack and Ron is right. Good job.
Facebook is slipping today. I didn't get a notification today.
Who did?
What?
I didn't get a notification.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get a
I just
notification.
because I don't see it on my.
Well, I got us.
Do you?
Yeah, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. I don't know.
Well, be
on my-
sure to share it, everybody who are
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah,
Share it to
okay.
your
Share the
phone.
hell out of this thing. Yeah. Ah, there we go.
There's a
Okay.
notification.
Well, I'm gonna go
said
ahead.
and not get a notification.
Let's
so
share.
Share it with your friends. Share it to your wall.
Share
Share
it.
it to your story.
Share it, Ron. Share it good. All you
Share
gotta
it
do.
loud.
See, all you gotta do is hit that little thing that says share,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be sharing it with.
Where? Hit it where?
On the
Where?
very bottom.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, do this. Where's your share button? What?
Uh-huh.
You don't have a share button? It
Uh-uh.
should be next to the comment.
I don't know. He doesn't have one.
There.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
I'll be a monkey's uncle, or an Uncle Monkey, whatever. Anyway, thanks so much for participating in Asinine Trivia, Richard. Good job. And yeah, you do need to Facebook share this Facebook feed with everybody you know, every friend you have.
They'll appreciate it. Those who aren't already in the in the group with us, they will appreciate the fact that you thought enough of them
Yeah.
to share such a high quality program with them.
I was going to mention this real quick. We saw that presidential speech the other night. Some people gave him gold star for it. Some people said it was awful. They said it was more of a campaign speech, whatever.
Well, he is running.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, most people, when they're running for office, have to throw some stuff out there that they intend to accomplish so that you'll say, maybe I'll vote for him. Anyway, this Marjorie Taylor Greene woman is sort of a real mess of a woman. She
is on my last freaking nerve.
She's a senator from Georgia, I believe. Okay.
Is she really?
Well, whatever she is.
I don't know of a state yet that's jumped up to say, that's our representative. Nobody's saying that.
Okay, you saw the way she was dressed. She was wearing that red hat with the Make America Great stuff, the red jacket and all. I go into a restaurant. This is yesterday. I go into a restaurant, and as I'm walking, as the hostess is walking us to a table, I glance out of my walk right by. There's a woman with the same hat, the same jacket, dressed identically as Marjorie Taylor Greene was, with the Make America Great. And I thought,
Scary.
why would you, this is scary, why would you idolize somebody who's a disgrace to this country, such as Marjorie Taylor Greene? And it's one thing if you got an 8 or 9-year-old kid and he or she puts on the jersey of their favorite professional athlete and they wear it and they're proud. It's another thing for a full-grown woman to put on this little, unless she was going to a costume party or something.
Better make it Halloween.
It's another thing to put that outfit on and be proud running around. Because I looked and I had to look twice and I thought, oh my God, please don't seat me next to her. Yeah. So anyway, I saw that and I just thought, what is going on in this country that people would be that obsessed with someone who's just
a flaming idiot.
There you go. That was.
Thank you.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And I'll tell you something else too.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Here's something that a lot of people may not be aware of. Such a hip saying, "Make America Great Again." You know what I mean? That's not the first time it's been used. Okay, you know who first used "Make America Great Again"?
I want to say Ronald Reagan, but I may be wrong.
Got to go back further than that.
Was it Kennedy?
Further than that.
Truman.
Further than that.
Roosevelt?
Further than that.
Ooh, Adams?
Well,
I know it couldn't be.
No, it's closer than that.
I was going to say it couldn't be George Washington, the father of our country.
Yeah, we didn't have America. Well, I tell you.
Hamilton.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, wow. Abe Lincoln.
At the end of the Civil War, and they were wrapping things up, and he was saying, bring the nation together and all that kind of stuff. And he says, let's go ahead, make America great again.
Awesome.
That's where that phrase came from. Although there's someone else down there in Mar-a-Lago who's claiming that they came up with that phrase. They did not. That was in a letter from Abraham Lincoln. Folks, you heard it right here.
On the #1 video podcast in America, and we're proud of it. We're proud that you've made us #1. Thanks for taking us to the top. What top?
The very top.
All right. I wanted to mention and throw a little hello out to friends of mine who operate and run this restaurant over there on Classen, just south of Wilshire, called 74. Same guys who started and operate Bin 73. They started 74. The reason I say it is because just yesterday or over the weekend, they were just serving lunch and dinner, and now open every day at 7 a.m. to serve breakfast. So I just thought I'd throw it out there, and I had breakfast there yesterday. It was quite tasty.
I get up late for breakfast. Are they real? I don't know, sticky about dress?
Oh no, not at 74.
Okay.
No.
See, because
you can come casual. If you want to come in your jammies, you can.
Excellent.
There you go.
Excellent.
Come in the jammies.
Come in your jammies. I'd like to see you in your jammies. Man, here's a story that I found from Nevada, from Las Vegas, actually. Guy from California, name is Michael. He's considering legal action against the Venetian Hotel Resort, because while he was staying there and sleeping in his bed at the hotel, he was stung by a scorpion in his testicles.
Whoa.
Ow.
Wait a minute.
Got him right in the goods.
Wait a minute.
Said he woke up around 8 a.m. in extreme pain. He said, I felt like somebody stabbing me in the private area like a sharp piece of glass.
He's like, what is going on?
What is going on down there? What kind of night did I have? Well, no, it wasn't really that.
Was he in bed alone?
Apparently, he ran to the bathroom, took his clothes off, and saw a scorpion hanging from the front of his underwear.
Mm.
He checked out that day, and the hotel did comp him the room. You know who else has had
I
that
wonder if
happen?
you had to prove it to them. Like,
Well, he went to a doctor. Believe it or not, he went to a medical facility, and they verified it was a scorpion sting. Because, when you get stung by a scorpion, whatever area he stings you in, tends to swell
up.
swells up. So all of a sudden he has, testicles the size of a beach ball, and walking around is probably difficult.
Yeah. See, when I was living on Bryant and all the woods out there and stuff, I was stung by a scorpion. Yeah.
God,
right on my foot.
oh,
And let me tell you, that is folks, let me tell you, you recognize the sting. Oh, that hurts. And you think it's going to go away right away. It still hurts. What?
you got to
It's
get
the
ice.
afternoon. I'm still hurting.
You've got to get ice on that as quick as you can,
buddy.
It's not pleasant. You know who else had the same? Not in the testicles, but he got stung in the leg. Our friend BK, Brent Kennedy, the head guy at Louis, he was in Vegas staying at the Aria when the Aria Hotel was relatively new, like 2-3 years ago when they first opened. He got stung by a scorpion in bed also.
They comp him?
I didn't ask. I bet they did. I didn't ask him, but I would imagine.
Yeah. And folks, this is not an invitation for you to get your own scorpion and bring it to wherever you're staying. If they start comping too much, just what's in this? It's just my pet.
I have one other story from the animal kingdom, the wild kingdom. Here's a woman, lives in Arizona. Her name is Milan, and she drove around in her vehicle for 2 weeks, unbeknownst to her, with a rattlesnake in the back seat. For 2 weeks, she drove her.
What kind of vehicle does she have?
It's a regular car, regular sedan.
It must be raggedy. Let's a
she
rattlesnake
heard that
in
rattling
there.
going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, she says she never heard a rattle. And so here's the deal on
She better be
rattlesnakes.
glad about that.
For people who don't know, and I've only read this, they shed their rattle at certain times of the year, and then they regrow it. So during that time that they've shed the rattle, there is no rattle.
Ooh,
That's even more dangerous.
No kidding.
She lives in Phoenix. She parks her car in a lot of different desert areas, she says. So it must have slithered in at some point, got in the back seat. She never heard it. While she was in the car, her boyfriend spotted it in the back seat. It was a diamondback,
Ew.
among the most venomous snakes in the U.S. And I've always felt like,
wonder how you handled that situation.
I know there are snake lovers out there, but as far as the venomous ones go, the rattlesnakes, I've always felt, Ron, Richard, we could do away with all rattlesnakes. In fact, if we did away with all those, all the black widow spiders, brown recluse, scorpions, I'd be fine with that. And people say, well, no, they're part of the ecosystem. Well, weren't the dinosaurs? We've managed to get along without them, So I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind it.
No, I
no
don't.
longer were any rattlesnake, because you hear about it. It's rare, but you do hear about people being bitten by a rattlesnake, and it's not only
like
is
it
it painful.
sucks.
Yeah, it's not only painful, but then they have to give you these shots in your stomach, the anti-venom.
Yep.
And they say it's
And they have to make sure they're giving you the right anti-venom
and the right
for
dose.
that snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm just wondering how did this snake get into this vehicle? Because most vehicles these days are pretty well sealed off.
Maybe she left the window open one evening. I don't know. But you can climb. Think about this. You're a snake. You can slither up the tire and up the axle and up into the back trunk area and into. I think a snake can slither in just about anywhere. Think of the people who have squirrels get into the undercarriage over there by the engine, get up in there and eat the wires and stuff. A lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Okay.
I hate snakes, man.
By the engine. Me too.
Absolutely hate them.
I hate snakes with a passion.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, snake lovers. It's just not my thing.
Well, I don't think the snake lovers care, but no. Anything, and I'll tell you, the snake that I hate the most are the constrictors. Boa, python, anaconda, hate them. I've seen videos.
I'm sure they love you though.
Yeah, to death.
They just want to touch on you. They just want to squeeze you.
Well, the
around.
constrictors, they just squeeze you, squeeze the breath out of you.
And I've seen animals who are caught like that, and they're struck, and I just want to go over there and blow that anaconda's head off.
I know.
And I had a chance to see one gentleman. It wasn't a big one, but his little doggy was all wrapped up, and he unwrapped the snake from around his dog, and he had a
Did the dog live?
Yeah,
Thank God.
had a pellet gun. I think he emptied it into that snake.
Good for him.
And I'm just that's just something. Serpents,
Well,
man. Hate serpents.
Two things I've seen: video of a scorpion versus a rattlesnake, and guess who won? The scorpion, because the scorpion was able to sting the rattlesnake and kill it. That's the thing people don't realize. Scorpion venom, depending upon which species of scorpion or whatever, some of them are deadly.
Without a doubt.
I saw a scorpion kill a rattlesnake on a video. And there was one other video I saw with a scorpion I saw one with a rattlesnake, believe it or not. And that animal, the meep roadrunner, the real roader, he runs around in circles and keeps the rattlesnake until he's dizzied out and kills him. I'm like, a rattlesnake got killed by a roadrunner? But they ran around him and kept running around and running around.
See, that's crazy. My closest encounter, aside from out there where I used to live, I used to host this TV show, and they brought some baby boa constrictors.
Man.
And they said, "Here, take this."
No, thank you.
And I said, "You know what? Station policy."
Due to insurance purposes, I'm not allowed to.
It's harmless. It's harmless. Right. It's too little. I said, "Don't care. Let's end this conversation. Go on. Whatever you're saying." No snakes.
All done. All right. Hey, we got to get to some audio, and this is pretty interesting in light of the fact that we just had the presidential State of the Union address this past week. Once in a while during our live terrestrial radio show, and we were on terrestrial radio for 30 years or so as a team, and individually even longer than that. Anyway, we would get visits from various celebrities and dignitaries. Even former President Bill Clinton would drop by. As you'll hear on his this featured audio, it was shortly after St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up. The former president dropped in on us. Let's check it out. Hey, what is going on, fellas? It's me, your favorite former president.
Oh, I tell you what, Mr. President, we were just talking about you a little while ago and the representation that they had of you in South Park, where you and a couple of other stars that have had problems with women and sex, along with Tiger Woods, they really represented you well. You kind of stole the show.
I know. I tend to do that no matter where I go, even in a cartoon. Listen, I'm just glad to be here. I got to tell you, I'm still recovering from St. Patty's Day. I don't know about you guys. I spent most of the day at that true Irish pub, Oh Hooters. Man,
Wait, Oh Hooters?
Oh Hooters, yeah. At least that's what I called it on St. Patty's Day. Wow, I got to tell you, we did some dancing to the Irish jig. I was teaching some of those college co-eds that were attending how to do the Irish jig. They love taking dance lessons from me. I got to tell you, when I do an Irish jig, I do shake my moneymaker, and Daddy likes doing that. Plus, I had the girls pull out the hula hoops, and I started with just one, and then I put on two more and a couple more, and the next thing you know, I was hula hooping with 16 hoops all at one time. I got some motion in these hips, baby. I don't care what anybody says. Daddy got it going on. Then I had my good friend Billy Idol.
Yeah?
He was there, too. He sang a great...
Why did we miss all of the good times?
Yeah, really.
The really good times.
I don't know. I was wondering where you guys were. Anyhow, I had him sing that great Irish song, Rebel Yell, where he sings about the woman when she's singing with a rebel yell. She screams, more, more, more. More, more, more. I like a woman like that. That got me going, and I pulled out my accordion. I began playing Irish folk songs, and people were dancing. I got pinched a couple times.
Your accordion?
Yeah, I got an accordion that I play. You didn't know that? I'm good, too. I got pinched a couple times. I forgot to wear green. Boy, that was a fun time. Oh, by the way, I was handing out green condoms for St. Patty's Day. And and fortunately, hey.
I don't know if I'd want that coming at me.
Well, let me tell you.
What's wrong?
Fortunately, these condoms were not leprechaun size.
Ah!
Daddy made it funny. Listen, I got to run. Hey, one last question. Did you guys ever hear about the two gay Irishmen?
I don't think so, but I think you're going to tell us, aren't you?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you about the two gay Irishmen. All right? I think you got to think about it for a moment. Two gay Irishmen, Gerald Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzgerald.
Think about it, all right?
We got to doggone it.
I like that one. Listen, Daddy made it funny. I got to go. Clinton out.
Yeah, the door was always open for him.
Yep.
And we didn't open it that often. I think maybe once or twice more we would open that door, but he was a guy. He was a party animal, man, that you would want to come over for a backyard party at your house.
No doubt about it. Got to say hi to Mike Fields.
Mike, what's up, baby?
What's happening? Mike is watching today out there on our Facebook page. Appreciate it. Be sure to share it with all your broadcast buddies, Mike. Share this podcast if you would. We got to take a break. We're going to come back, take a little bit of a break. We got a bunch of things to cover. We've got Roy the Movie Guy coming up, some email news of the I'll Be Damned, sleazy, trashy showbiz report.
And we're going to talk about death.
Ooh, hang on. All coming up in just a bit. We'll be right back.
Hey, Jack, BK, I need some wings. Are you guys up there?
Affirmative. Your backup is cloud-based. It's all on the cloud nowadays.
That's funny. But you guys have the wings?
Winger, Jack, winger.
Winger? Hey, they had a couple of big hits back in the 80s, remember? Winger, big hair.
Great wings don't just fall from the sky. They come from Louie's, where we're preparing food fresh daily. Come try one of our great new sandwiches. Or wings with any of 7 delicious sauces. Louie's, we're in your neighborhood.
We've got this down to a science. Over. Yeah, we're just not up here winging.
Hey, Al, I thought we were meeting at Othello's.
Hey, Jack, I am at Othello's.
Well, I'm looking around, and I don't see you. Well, wait, are you at Othello's in Edmond?
No, I'm at Othello's in Campus Corner in Norman.
Oh, great. Well, fortunately, both Othello's have great Italian food.
They sure do, and I'm having the baked ziti.
Ooh, I'm having chicken marsala.
Let's continue with the meeting.
Yeah, sure thing, over the phone, but I need one thing.
What's that?
Your credit card number, because you're buying. Othello's Italian Restaurant on Campus Corner in Norman and in downtown Edmond.
You bought it online, and now you need to haul that big couch. Flash hauler it. Bought a washer or dryer and need to transport location to yours? Flash hauler it. Have office furniture to move across town? Flash hauler it. Car breakdown and you need a tow? Flash hauler it. Anytime you need furniture or appliances moved or need a tow, Flash hauler it. Haul it, tow it, deliver it with Flash hauler. Download the Flash hauler app free. Do it now. All right, Flash
I got
hauler.
your voice early. Sorry.
No problemo, senor. All right, Flash hauler, great people. I mean, Lily, who is the
main
proprietor of Flash hauler, she's been on the show with us before, and they do a great job. They're the game changer in the moving industry. Listen, you've got an uncle, an aunt, a grandparent, maybe even a parent looking to downsize, tired of maintaining their property. These people, Flash hauler, are tied in and integrated with every senior center in the state of Oklahoma, not just 5 or 10, every senior center. They have the floor plan to every senior center. So if you were looking for a 2-bedroom, a 1-bedroom, or whatever it is, at any senior center from, Oklahoma City to Tulsa, Ada, Guyman, wherever it is you're looking, they've got the floor plan and they can help downsize, move the furniture, sell off the stuff they don't want because it's too much. They are the game changers in the moving industry. And let me tell you one other thing that's really important, and I'm not clowning around. It's not an hourly rate. It's a flat rate.
What?
They look at it. They tell you, okay, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're moving. Here's where you're going. One flat rate.
Now,
none of this hourly crap.
Now, here's something else that you need to really, really take advantage of if you're a senior citizen moving.
Yeah.
No packing or unpacking.
Oh, boy.
How many times have you been trying to get things together and, oh, my back or my leg hurts or whatever the case may be? Don't we have children to come over and do this? Anyway, no packing or unpacking. They
Right.
take care of all of that for you, and they even provide storage. And if, you want to get rid of it, they will go ahead and donate that unused furniture for you as well. Just let them do the heavy work for you. That's
Yeah.
what they're there for. And they're good. They're excellent at it.
Yeah, and I might add, too, it's not just for moving, an entire house of furniture. If you're just looking to move an ottoman, a sofa, washer, dryer, refrigerator, any one of those items individually or collectively, they can do that for you and get it done a lot quicker than many moving services. So here's what you do. Go to Flash Hauler, FLASHOLR.com.
Mhm.
That's Flash Hauler, FLASHOLR.com. and get hooked up with Flash Holler. Great people. Also want to remind you that Andy B's a big sponsor of this show. And if you want a good time, want to go out for the evening or even in the afternoon or whatever and have a good time, great food at their big time restaurant. They've got a huge bar, every beverage imaginable.
Oh, yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that food because they have some really unique appetizers.
And the wings are great. All the food items are. And, of course, Andy B's is not just a restaurant. It's an entire bowl social. They have bowling with holograms in the lanes. You can watch the ball, trace it all the way down to the pins. They got duck bowling. They've got an arcade. Ron, tell them about that arcade.
Let me tell you about this arcade. When we first saw it, we couldn't believe it. Because usually when an arcade is in a business or something like that, it's, they have a few machines there and that's it. We walked into an arcade-orama. It was absolutely unbelievable. The latest games, the fact that you can get tickets while having all this fun and go redeem these tickets for prizes makes it have to. You need to go there. And I'm even glad you mentioned about that bowling. Mm-hmm. They have a robot that will carry your bowling ball for you in case you don't want to, can't, or whatever. And if you can't carry a bowling ball, what are you doing bowling? Anyway, they'll carry that. Maybe it's a child. They'll carry that bowling ball for you. And axe welding, oh, man, they have different targets that you can program on the screen as you throw this axe. And we're not talking about a fake axe. We're talking about a real be careful before you cut somebody's head off axe. Yeah. It is absolutely fantastic. It's great. And on the big bowling lanes, Jack, how big are those screens they have on those bowling
gigantic
lanes?
I mean, these are 100-inch screens for sure.
Oh, gosh.
If not bigger. It's a cool place. You'll love it. Andy B's. It's on Northwest Penn, just south of Northwest 122nd. Northwest 122nd, just a hair south of there. Look for the giant letter B out in front.
That's the giveaway.
It's like 2 stories tall, and that place is incredible. You will enjoy Andy B's. No
ladies,
doubt about
gentlemen, hey, it's a great day outside. Maybe you need to go on over. Have a good time at Andy B's.
All right, we got to get to some email because we get a lot of people who have problems. They're in crisis, and who do they go to? Well, you could go to Dr. Phil. Well, yeah, you could. But better yet,
why?
They come to Jack and Ron. Let's see what they have to say.
All righty then. I have one question for both of you.
Oh?
What day is the deadliest day in the year?
Deadliest day in the year?
Uh-huh.
New Year's.
Okay. I will
New Year's Eve makes
I will be
sense.
back with you in just a moment to answer that question. Dear Jack and Ron, I have had it with daylight savings time. It may not seem like a lot, just 1 hour, but it throws my whole day off.
Oh.
I'm out of sync. What can we do to stay in a time and call it good? Huh? Well, your congressman or some lawmaker, they're the ones who pull that crap anyway.
Well, here's the deal. I'm with you. I'd like it to be locked in, but I'd like it to be
It's
locked in
now, right?
as daylight. No, we just changed over the weekend.
Yeah, no, then this November will be the last time we fall back.
I have not heard
really?
that.
No, wait a minute. I take that back. I had heard something about that, but I heard it and then I never heard about it.
It went
anymore.
away because just yesterday I saw an interview with Senator James Langford of Oklahoma. He said he's been trying to get it locked in, as he calls it, lock the clock. He's been trying to get it locked in for some time, and he said, but there's some dissension with regards to that.
Why?
So I don't know. But see, some people don't, if it gets locked in, some people want it locked in on Central Standard Time. Others, like myself, want it locked in on Daylight Savings Time because I prefer it to be light outside later in the day. Other people don't like the fact that it's 7:30 in the morning. It's still dark if you're on Daylight Savings Time.
Well, I mean, we're in the Central Time Zone.
Right.
So with Daylight Savings, with that, it would be great. You come in, you want to knock out a little extra stuff. You got a little extra time to do that in the evening. I mean, it's crazy,
Yeah.
back and forth. Now, to go ahead and answer your question, people are more likely to die today than any other day of the year.
Because it's the Monday after the change of time change.
That is, you are absolutely correct. They say with heart attacks, all kinds of different problems. And, it's not just behind one thing that kills you. There's a number of things. But the day after daylight savings time is the day more people die than any other. That's why I asked that question.
I've got one other thing to add to that. Also, when we go off daylight savings time and go back to Central Standard Time, all of a sudden it's dark at 5 o'clock in the evening.
I hate that.
Guess what time people are generally getting off work? 4:30, 5 o'clock. So what happens? The car accidents increase tremendously right after they change clocks. You know, we go back to Central Standard because all of a sudden it's dark out. When people are getting off work, they're not used to driving home in the dark. More car wrecks, more prevalent after changing the clocks then. So I say we lock it in.
Yeah.
Daylight savings time, we're there now. Let's lock the clock.
I can hear it right now. You kids are making all the go outside. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's dark. I can't go outside. It's dark. Oh, jeez.
I know, because what I love about daylight savings time, especially as the days grow longer and we get into the summer, I can be having to do a few chores outdoors or outside around the property. It can be 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, and it's still light enough to do it. During the month of December when we're in the Central Standard thing.
Not to mention the coldness.
Yeah, I can't do anything. Anyway.
Yeah, it's nothing like 8:30, man. You can sit out there on your patio with a nice cold one in your hand and just relax. That's what it's all about.
That's life, people. That is real
Politicians,
life.
Think about the people that you're representing, what they want. Give them what they want.
Yeah. Come on.
Doggone it.
I like that idea. All right, we got to get to Roy, the movie guy. He's with us today, right? Let's check in with Roy. We just come off the Oscar Awards last night, the Academy Awards. Let's see what Roy has to say today. Good morning, Roy.
Thank you, guys. I hope everybody had a great week. What's opening up this weekend? We have 3 titles. The first one, One Life, starring Anthony Hopkins and Helena Bonham Carter. London broker Nicholas Nicky Winton helps rescue hundreds of predominantly Jewish children from Czechoslovakia in a race against time before the Nazi occupation closes the borders. 50 years later, he's still haunted by the fate of those he wasn't able to bring to safety. Rated PG with a runtime of 1 hour and 50 minutes long. Up next, we have Arthur the King, starring Mark Wahlberg and Simu Liu. Desperate for one last chance to win, Michael Light convinces a sponsor to back him in a team of athletes for the Adventure Racing World Championship in the Dominican Republic. As the team gets pushed to the outer limits of endurance, a dog named Arthur comes along for the ride, redefining what victory, loyalty, and friendship truly means. Rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes long. And finally, we have Love Lies Bleeding, starring Kristen Stewart, Katie M. O'Brien, and Jenna Malone. Louis is a reclusive gym manager who falls hard for Jackie, an ambitious bodybuilder who's heading to Las Vegas to pursue her dream. Their love soon leads to violence as they get pulled deep into a web of Lou's criminal family. Rated R with a runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes long. And that's a look at what's opening up this weekend at the box office. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, Roy, what is this movie Cabrini about? I'm not from. Did he give a true definition? I'm a little confused.
You said it's called Cabrini?
Cabrini, yeah. Wait, I think it was Cabrini was mentioned as one of the movies that ran last week, and he was given numbers on it. What is Cabrini? I remember there was a housing edition in Chicago, which was not a good place to go, called Cabrini Green, which was a very dangerous area of the city. I just wonder what Cabrini is about.
Just go there and make friends.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah, but you know what?
Thanks, Roy.
Maybe somebody knows that, and you can contact us right now. As a matter of fact, as far as comments and things like that, we'll be more than happy to acknowledge you. And at the same time, maybe you can answer that question. That's a good one. By the way, I have another question for you.
Okay.
The Oscars. They call them the Oscars. It's the American Award of Merit. That's what it's called.
The American Award of Merit.
It is not officially called the Oscars. And they can't find out who named it the Oscars. A couple of people are taking credit for it, Betty Davis among them, but that's not true. They don't know who named that award the Oscar, but it's the American Award for Merit. That's what it's.
I did not know
that's
that.
what it's called. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
I thought it was probably named after one of the guys who helped to initiate the program of the idea of awarding people I thought maybe his name was Oscar.
Well, they have to go back quite a ways, but that's interesting. We know what it means as far as movies, but who named that statue Oscar?
Yeah, good question. All right, we got some more video for you, actually audio of a video. This video is making the rounds. It's Willie Nelson. We'll play the audio for you. Willie Nelson telling a couple of his favorite drunk jokes. Here is Willie Nelson on his Willie's Road Show, which I guess he has a show on Sirius XM. He's got one on Sirius, and we don't. Anyway, here's Willie Nelson with a couple jokes.
This guy come out of the antique shop carrying a big grandfather's clock and bumped into a drunk and fell down, busted it all to pieces, and drunk got up and said, "Won't you wear a wristwatch like everybody else?" another drunk got too close to the window and he fell out on the second floor on the sidewalk, and the guy come up and said, "What happened?" He said, "I don't know, I just got here."
Actually, pretty. You'd call him corny or whatever, but pretty fun. I think Willie did a good job delivering those.
I think he did an excellent job, and for Willie, because he's been known to mess around with that ganja a little bit. I think it's great. Okay, a lot, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get to
News of the I'll Be Damned.
Come on with it.
All right. I like using that megaphone. It makes it sound much more important. News of the I'll Be Damned. One man has eaten more than 34,000 McDonald's Big Macs in his lifetime, and even broke his own record. His name is Don. He's 70 years old. He extended his Guinness World Record book title for most Big Macs eaten in a lifetime after eating 728 additional Big Macs during the year 2023. Now he stands at 34,128 Big Macs. One Big Mac, which is made up of 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, contains 590 calories. Surprisingly, the retired prison officer hasn't had any health issues from the consumption of all these burgers. He's eaten, how many did I say? Over 34,000 McDonald's Big Macs. Many people thought he would be dead by now, but instead he says, "I've been a record holder for my 24th year, one of the Guinness World Records longest running record holders." So that's pretty cool to me. He says to stay healthy, he walked 6 miles a day.
Well, there you go.
Say 60 miles a day?
No, 6.
Oh.
But still 6 miles a day.
6, yeah, no kidding.
And also he never had the fries, just the Big Mac. Now here's the deal. He says, I'm as healthy as a horse. I weigh 190 pounds. And my cholesterol is 165. He's from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. He says, "I'm better. I'm actually better now than normal for people my age." He said he had his very first Big Mac 52 years ago in May of 1972, and he didn't look back. In that moment, he said, "I'm going to probably eat these the rest of my life. They're that good." He even throws the cartons in the back seat of his vehicle and began counting them one day. Ever since then, that life-changing day, he has had a Big Mac every single day, for the most part. Oh, and by the way, I'm trying to remember how many he had. It's a well-known fact, McDonald's, though even McDonald's has a photo of him hanging up in the restaurant.
I bet you they do. Bragging about that.
No kidding. And he even proposed to his wife, Mary, in the parking lot at a McDonald's. He started off get this. He started off eating 9 Big Macs per day.
Yeah.
Now he's cut it down to just 2. 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner. How about that?
I never had a Big Mac.
You've never had a Big Mac? Oh, my God.
Never had a Big Mac.
I love them. They're great.
I always get just like a double cheeseburger.
See,
I love
for
double
me,
cheeseburger, too.
Quarter pounder, and that's it. I'm not, quite frankly, a big
I'm afraid that they're laced with
fan
something
of
that will make
Big
me
Mac.
addicted to them.
Addicted?
Big Mac, it's awesome. It's 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce,
You like them
cheese,
better
pickles.
than a double cheeseburger?
I've always loved the double. It's a battle for me to which one I like better, but I usually go with the double cheeseburger. Now, in terms of calories, the Big Mac has 563 calories. Total fat grams 33. I think the double cheeseburger is 440 calories, 22 grams of fat.
So not that far behind.
No, but I mean,
Big Mac. I mean, you got that extra slice of bread in there, and I don't know. They were running something that I was tempted. They were making the Big Mac.
Oh yeah,
for
they
a
made
while.
the big one where they're not just 2 all beef patties, but 4 all beef patties.
Yeah, but still take out that extra slice of bread. I want that. Oh well, that doesn't matter at this particular
I do
point.
like it. I love Big Mac, and I love it. The double cheeseburger is probably, I guess I'll say that's my favorite over the Big Mac, even though they're really neck and neck for me. Love them both. Love them both. I just don't eat many burgers. I probably have 1 burger every 6 months. That's about it.
Every 6 months.
Yeah, and I love burgers, but I just don't eat them.
I have a burger every 6 days.
Really?
Oh
wow.
Well, number one, when you put the tomatoes and lettuce and onions and stuff like
making
that,
it healthy.
Yeah. Then that's one thing. You make it nice and big and sit there. Fries maybe tots. Who knows? But at the same time, with that in mind, that's much better than some other crap that I've found myself eating for lunch or dinner.
Well, I know, like my daughter and her husband, they don't even eat red meat. They haven't had red meat in maybe a year.
Oh wow!
They just quit red meat altogether. My sister did too, but she quit years ago. They just don't ever eat red meat. I don't know if that's healthy or
I don't know. But you do, don't you? You eat red meat.
Yeah, I
don't
eat
you?
red meat.
Are you
yeah.
sure you're part of the family? Huh?
I do like red meat. My wife does too. She likes it even more than I
Ain't
do.
nothing like a good steak,
But
man.
my favorite thing is grilled chicken. I love grilled chicken. I love grilled fish. But like you said, a steak. If I can go to like a place like Mahogany and get a fillet, so lean, so flavorful.
Yeah, see,
anyway.
me, it's not quite as lean, but I like that New York strip.
I love a New York strip
God,
too.
that's
They're both are good.
All right,
we
well-
got to get to the
Sleazy, trashy showbiz report.
All right, the Oscars. We saw them last night. Yeah. Yes, we did. And it brought up a question. What is the most popular Best Picture of all time? This movie won Best Picture, the most popular movie to win that Oscar for Best Picture. We'll be back with that in just a moment. Mike,
Can I throw on? I'm gonna say Godfather. Richard, you got one?
Best movie?
Best movie.
Yeah.
Well,
the most popular.
I was gonna say Godfather or
Let me
Forrest
think on
Gump.
it before you. Yeah, Forrest Gump.
I'm saying Godfather.
Okay. Why drag it out? You are correct, my friend. It's Godfather.
Whoa.
And when you look at
for that one?
guess not. Guess not. Okay, all right. Wait a minute. All right, now
Thank you.
Of the top 3, Godfather was number 1. Godfather 2 was number 3.
Okay,
It's
and what
most
was
popular
number?
of all time?
What was number 2?
Some jive movie. I don't remember.
Some jive turkey.
It's something I don't. It wasn't Jurassic Park, that's for sure. Okay.
And it wasn't Pulp Fiction, which is another favorite of mine.
Oh, I love Pulp Fiction, and I love Forrest Gump too. I'm glad you mentioned
I
it.
do too.
All right, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike. I have to see this. He is going to take on YouTuber Jake Paul in Dallas a little bit later on this summer. Iron Mike is 58 years old. Paul is 27 years old.
Wow.
And I'm saying Iron Mike, he's going to clean his clock.
Iron Mike's got experience, and he's just
Unbelievable.
He's just. So
I love
strong.
the way he has rehabilitated his image.
Yeah.
You know what's going on with his nice guy. Got him a marijuana farm. Mike's going to clean his clock, I think. Millie Bobby Brown is calling herself the female Tom Cruise because she did all of her own stunts in
Really?
Damsel, which is currently on Netflix. So check that out.
Okay.
Russell Wilson, remember him with the Seattle Supersonics, then with the Denver Broncos.
Oh.
Seattle Seahawks.
Seahawks. That's
Seattle
the super,
Seahawks, not
that's
Super-
the Supersonics. No, we that's
We
right. We got the Supersonics.
Yeah, we got him.
And renamed them Thunder.
That's
anyway,
right.
He's been traded now. He is the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, that will be real interesting because the Steelers, for as much grief as they took, they weren't that bad a team. They just need a spark. So we'll see what the coach can do.
They were
with
pretty
that.
strong when they had Roethlisberger,
Yeah.
but ever since then, it's been up and down. They've had great Great games and bad games.
Yeah, Roethlisberger. Well, gosh, Roethlisberger was what, 7'8", or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old boy.
Yeah, you just throw the ball over you. Can you jump up all you want? I'm still throwing it over you. By the way, congratulations last night as far as the Oscars to a good friend of ours, Godzilla, won the very first Oscar ever for Godzilla. Thank you very much.
I love Godzilla.
For the Razzies, which for those who don't know, the Razzies, that's an organization that gives you the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
All right. The worst actor or actress for a performance was Megan Fox. I don't know if you've seen The Expendables 4. I saw Expendables 4, and she deserves that award.
I didn't see it
She
because
was
everybody
terrible.
warned me and said, don't see
It
Expendables 4.
was terrible, terrible. Oh, and as far as the worst movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. It was
Blood and Honey.
It was the one for worst movie.
Is that one where Winnie the Pooh is shot? What happened?
I don't know. I think they're haunting the forest. Let's see. Richard Simmons, didn't know it, but he did a lot of singing. He has an album coming out in just a few.
God, I got to get a copy of that.
Yeah, and Kate Middleton admitted that she photoshopped herself with the kids and what
Did she
have you.
finally admit that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Just yesterday, I heard that there was speculation that she did.
Yeah, well, she said she did, but this morning they're now saying that the Prince William is am I saying the right one? Yeah, Prince William is the one who took the picture, but she's the one that did all the photoshopping and all that. That started a bunch of controversy. Like, is she still alive?
Yeah, there was
like
a lot
that.
of talk
Yeah.
about that because of her stomach surgery
Yeah.
or whatever they claim it was.
And finally, Madonna scolded a fan at one of her concerts. I mean, stopped it and was really, because he wouldn't stand up with the rest of the crowd.
I heard about it.
She singled him out, read him the riot act until she found out, well, he's in a wheelchair. So he's not standing up.
Okay.
Sorry, I messed up. Forgive me.
She must have just felt like crap at that point.
No kidding, especially with the people who she's talking to them and they're saying, wheelchair.
Yeah.
Hey, that's your Hollywood update.
All right, there you go. By the way, this is the #1 video podcast in America. Please share it with all your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, anybody you know that has a Facebook page. Share this with them so they can be a part of the fun, the frivolity, and the ignorance that is Jack and Ron.
Thank you.
We've got to get to some additional audio. Boy, we're starting to run behind. Let's knock this baby out.
I love this.
Time for another classic Jack and Ron Leave It to Beaver episode. As you'll recall in our episodes, in our version of the old hit TV show, we had Beaver's teacher, Miss Landers, always trying to steal Beaver's dad away from Beaver's mom, June Cleaver.
Man, she was insatiable.
Oh, yeah. And when things didn't go Miss Landers' way, in terms of being able to steal, June's husband away, she could get a bit annoyed. This is an episode that took place the day after Mother's Day some years ago. Check it out.
Gee, Dad, I feel kind of creepy.
And then we have you.
I told my teacher, Miss Landers, how yesterday was Mother's Day and how you pampered Mom by bringing her breakfast in bed and massaging her feet and buying her flowers and all.
Beef, you just talk a little too much, but go ahead.
Well, Miss Landers took a huge snow globe from her desk and slammed it against the wall and screamed something about the sun and the beach. Then she made us kids clean up the mess made when the snow globe exploded all over the classroom. Then Miss Landers started drinking some medicine from a brown paper bag she keeps in her desk drawer. She seemed real sore about something, Dad. I'll bet Miss Landers was mad because she probably forgot to buy something for her mom for Mother's Day. Dad, Miss Landers says the end of the year school dance is coming up in a couple of weeks. Miss Landers says she wants you to be a chaperone at the dance, but I have to stay home and take care of Mom after her accident. I didn't know what she meant, but Miss Landers says she has psychic powers and can tell Mom's going to have some sort of accident that's going to keep her from being able to get around very well.
I see a school dance that you can't go to, huh?
So Miss Landers said I should plan on staying at home the night of the dance and take care of Mom. Miss Landers said Mom will be laid up for a long time and she may never be able to have physical intimacy again, whatever that means. Dad, why did Brother Wally drop out of our school to go to cosmetology school? And what is cosmetology? Is that something with your intestines? Dad, I gotta poop.
No, sometimes Beef Dad just wants to pack a bag. Say sayonara.
Say sayonara and be out. Yeah, that was always good to have an episode or two of Beaver, our own version of Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, one that I think strikes a little closer to home for most people.
Yeah, I think that's a little more
the
realistic.
Beaver that I saw on television. And for those who might be saying, hey, did you watch Leave It to Beaver? Look, it was that or Amos and Andy, and I went with Leave It to Beaver. So that's the only thing that represented. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Never mind.
There you go. All right, we got to get to the Jack and Ron exclusive
Dumbass joke of the day.
All right. Here's the deal. Huh?
No, I was just making that noise.
Okay. We've got 3 extremely cheesy jokes as usual. Cheesy, cheesy, cheesy. And we'll call upon Ron to pick one of the cheesy jokes. So, Ron, it's up to you to pick your cheese. Here are the 3 jokes. Number 1, the linguistics professor. Number 2, the lawyer. Number 3, the worker and the boss. We got the linguistics professor, the lawyer, and the worker and the boss.
Hey, let's go uptown. Let's go with that professor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, just happens to be that a MIT linguistics professor of linguistics, was lecturing his class. He said in English, a double negative forms a positive. However, in some languages, such as Russian, a double negative remains a negative. But there isn't a single language, not one, in which a double positive can express a negative. Some kid in the back yelled, "Yeah, right." You kind of got to think about that one, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, let's give you one that doesn't take so much of your cerebral powers. Here's another story for you. An extremely rich attorney contacted by a church organization in his community that does huge amounts of charity work. And the person calling from the church says to the lawyer, our research shows that with your annual salary of over $600,000 a year, you have not given a penny. Wow. You've not given a penny to the church. And the lawyer said, well, did your research also show that my mother's in the hospital dying of terminal illness? And the researcher said, no, I don't. And he said, well, did your research show that my brother lost his job and is now living on the streets? And did your research show how my sister's husband died in a car accident, leaving her penniless with 3 kids? And the church person said, no, we didn't know that at all. At that point, the lawyer said, well, I don't give them a penny, so why would I give any to you? Hey!
Tell him like it is.
I'm digging that. I am digging that. Church got his hand out. What? Give me some tax-free money.
I got one more for you. A guy sees his boss pull up at work. Boss is driving a brand new Ferrari. Guy says to his boss, that is one great-looking vehicle. Boss says, look, if you work hard, set goals, stay determined, and put in long hours, I can get an even better one next year.
Oh.
Hey. There you go. All right, dumbass joke of the day. All right, we got to get to Tribond. This is where we give you 3 words. You got to come up with one word that works with a 3. Your answer must match ours. Last week, we gave you these 3 words. I think Richard may have gotten this one. 3 words from last week, and we gave you 7 days to think about it. Place, storm, truck.
Shelter.
No. Again, place, storm, truck.
Fire.
You got it.
Hey.
Fireplace, firestorm, fire truck.
You know what?
This is making me sharp.
Let me tell you something about Richard. You know, as time has gone on, this guy has gotten sharper and sharper.
All because of Jack and Ron.
I wonder sometimes if his wife just doesn't text him the answer, though, because she's maybe monitoring the show.
Today she didn't.
She didn't?
Oh, did not.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm,
think
I'm trying to give him some credit.
Plus,
man.
me and her
Okay.
are too competitive. I can't take her.
Okay. Does your wife like the show, or does she despise every minute of it?
She despises every minute.
I figured as much.
okay.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
All right. Well,
But she tunes in every Monday.
Does she? But is she probably really hates what we do because you guys are probably a little more upscale, a little more conservative, maybe a little more Christian.
yeah. And if we say something that seems kind of off, I mean, a loving couple all the time, she's probably saying, "Don't you say that about my Richard?
Yeah.
Don't you do that? Don't you do that?"
There's probably times you
Say
go
that
home and
about
she says,
Jake.
She probably comes to you and goes, "How can you even be around those two? They are disgusting."
Can't you find something else to do in the afternoon aside and hang out with them?
Oh, she's like saying, "I'm afraid it's going to rub off on you." The poison that those two provide.
The poison.
And if that happens, put all your stuff in the back seat.
There you go.
Here we go. Tri-Bond for this week.
I'll get some permanent milk.
Next week is March 18th. 1 week from today, we'll come back with the answer for you if you don't get this one. Oh, I made this one so easy. A three-legged dog with no tail and an eye patch could get it. Cattle, girl, spam. That's easy. Come on. Cattle.
Let me write this down.
Girl, spam.
Cattle.
Girl, spam.
Girl.
I know somebody's going to get it. Come on. Talk to Papa.
Let me think about that one.
All right. Again, I'll give it to you just so you have it. Cattle, girl, spam.
There you go.
All right, there you go. All right, we got to wrap things up with Too Tough Trivia.
All right, let's get it on. The question, how many animals have been in the Animal Cracker brand box since 1902?
68.
What now?
68.
You must have looked that up or something because I said 10.
Well, he said we were way off.
Oh, so you decided to come up with a real...
Okay. That's pretty good, but you went past.
Ah, okay.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and give it to you because it'll just turn into a guessing game. 54.
Interesting.
54 different animals. And, you know, there are more than animals than that in the world right now.
I didn't know, though, there were that many animals in the animal kingdom.
Oh, of course.
Let alone the Cracker Kingdom.
Yeah. And like I'm saying...
Yeah, let alone the cracker box.
And I was
sure I'm wrong.
Not a thing, man. And the other question was, what was the last animal? It was in 2002 that was added to the animal cracker box.
I think it was the mule, and they referred to as the ass, and they just didn't want to use that word or that term because of the kids that would eat animal crackers.
That makes so much sense.
Because here, kid, eat this ass. They weren't.
You know, I can almost tell when it's time for us to go. No, it was the koala bear.
Oh, I was close, wasn't I, earlier when I said whatever it was I said?
I said you were you were closest. So that's pretty good.
Koala bear.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard koala bears, which are so, you know, people say, oh, they're so cute. They're so this, that, and the other. And that's an Australian thing, right? The koala bear.
That is correct.
Yeah, I think so.
They say they are the meanest. You would not want to go near one. They'll rip you to shreds.
Kangaroos are aggressive.
Yeah, kangaroos aren't any fun.
See, I heard the same thing about my ex.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Another one in the bucket. We'll wrap this one up for today. Hey, thanks so much for putting up with us. Be sure to share this with everybody you know. It'll be out there lingering on YouTube and Facebook, our Facebook page. Be sure to share it and let everybody know that we're out here doing this and putting in one hell of a hard day.
Yeah, and you know something I'm going to do for you guys? Follow me over to Andy B's and I'm buying you lunch.
All right, we'll be there. Okay, and thank you to the folks here at Othello's for putting up with us each week. Othello's right here on Edmond, historic downtown Edmond. They have another location in Norman. Great Italian food, Othello's Italian. Check it out. Open 7 days a week at 4 o'clock every afternoon. Thanks to Andy B's. You just mentioned them. Incredible facility on Penn, just south of Northwest 122nd. And thanks to Flash Holler.
Great food, too, man.
Yeah, great food over there. And Flash Holler. Thank you, Flash Holler.
And go to Jack's Bar. I call it Jack's Bar because the first time we saw it, you know, we were very respectful. We stayed in front of the bar. Jack walked around and started walking all behind the bar. I'm saying,
I was checking out.
Jeez, man.
I had to check the inventory and make sure they had all the right things. Andy B's, great place. And thanks to Flash Holler, Lily, and the gang over there.
Yes.
They do a great job. If you need to move anything, go to flashholler.com, FLASHOLR.com. All right, we got to get out of here. Remember, when you go out to do what you do, come on, do it like Jack and Ron. Be like Jack and Ron. In other words, be the best at what you do, like Jack and Ron.
Have mercy.
Yeah, go out there, give it 110, 120, 130% effort, like Jack and Ron. Go out there, give it hell.
Bye-bye, everybody.